Club 20 started back in 1953. A bunch of Western Slope advocates got together. They realized that our roads and our water and our public property, public land health wasn't quite up to par. They got together and just wanted to make sure the Eastern Slope didn't forget we were over here.
When I first joined, energy was huge. There's always problems with education, of trying to get the allocation for our pupils here. And there's also medical is a big thing because our rural hospitals have a harder time not getting enough funding. So there's just a lot of areas that we've gone into.
So I joined Club 20, I think 5 years ago. I didn't understand legislation, laws that were being passed, and I felt really in the dark. I was invited to a meeting and I was blown away by the amount of information that I got and how it related to my community. You get the chance to meet community members that are making and passing these bills. And so if you want a chance to understand bills before they come or changes that are happening in your community, it's a chance to have a conversation with somebody and be collaborative.
The idea that the Western 20 counties could speak with one voice, could gather together, that was a critical, and at the time, somewhat path-marking idea. Colorado is so fortunate to have this tradition of collaborative problem solving. Club 20 is at the fore of that, and we're better for having Club 20 in Colorado.
Club 20 is the group that brings all different aspects of rural life together. We have numerous different committees. We have agriculture, business affairs, education, energy, healthcare, public lands, natural resources, telecommunications, tourism and outdoor recreation, transportation, and of course water. None of us has the ability to keep an eye on every aspect of what we deal with. That's why we have our committees, experts in all of these different genres. Club 20 keeps an eye on rural Colorado for all of you.
We represent all the counties in the West Slope, and keep in mind, not all the counties are conservative. I mean, some are liberal, some are conservative, but at least they get together and they're able to communicate. The people of the West Slope are friendly, gregarious. They treat people with respect if you treat them with respect, and they're willing to listen.
I feel like our mission statement has always stayed the same since the 50s. And that's to advocate for Western Slope, and that's to advocate for the funds to come this way, is to advocate for the legislators to come this way, to not forget about us. Our population density is kind of sparse, you know, so sometimes you feel forgotten. And it's a way for us to have our voice heard, even if we're not in downtown Denver, and to advocate for our way of life, to advocate for our energy, to advocate for our community, for our hospitals, for our education, and not be forgotten. So even though we're small, we're still mighty.
I think the most important thing is just being able to interact with people from all around the rural areas and get to know those people. That's just the greatest thing, to know that we're all working together, trying to make things better for Western Colorado.
I would hope that, you know, people in my generation and below would see the value of coming together to solve problems at a table instead of online. I would hope that we can disagree about political stances, we can disagree about policy, and at the end of the day, we still come together and have dinner and laugh together. You can have a difference of opinion, you can be very vocal about your opinion, and you can bring, you know, light to the table on issues that maybe nobody has thought of. And I think it's a place that everyone belongs.
One of the challenges that we're facing right now in Colorado and in our democratic republic is, are people listening to one another? Are people actually working on the problems that matter, or are people ending up in food fights or demonizing one another? Club 20 exists to provide a space for reflection, a space for relationship building, and a space for problem solving. We need that in Colorado and in our nation.